guys, we are going to talk warm-ups this week. So I also have a separate video talking completely about why warm-ups, cool downs, things like that. The biggest thing for you to know, specifically for this video, for this workout, is that your warm-ups, I have 3 warm-up videos for you, one for each day of strength training that we're doing. And what they are is they're movement specific for the workouts that we're going to do, because it doesn't make sense to warm up with the movements that we're not going to use. So this is our push day warm up. Now, for some of you, this may be all you need, especially if you're trying to stick closer to 30 minutes. For those of you that are doing heavier weight, less reps, things like that, you're gonna do these 4 moves, and then you're also going to do a 4th round of all of your exercises, and that's gonna be considered your part of your warm-up as well. So your set 1 for your major lifts, for this instance, it would be anything chest or quad related. You're gonna do that first set as a warm-up round. So that's the traditional warm-up for strength training. So what you would do is you do some mobility and some prep work, and then your first round of your core lifts, such as chest press, lunges, front squats, push-ups, things like that. That first round, the first set is going to be a lighter weight, just prepping those muscles and those movements. But for most of you who are sticking to that 30-minute program, all you need are these 4 exercises, and then you are good to go. You need to have a wall available and preferably a band available, okay? And if you don't have a band, you can do 3 of the 4 exercises and you're still gonna be totally fine, okay? So the first one we're gonna start with is what's called a Peterson step down. I'm gonna show you an easier version, especially for those of you who have knee pain and stuff like that. And then I'll show you a more difficult version. And the more difficult version I use for my patients, my clients who have knee issues and ankle issues. So you need a step. If you don't have a step, you can use books or a yoga block, anything like that. So what I'm gonna do is come as close to the possible with my inside foot to the edge of the step, all right, or on the edge of the book. The easier way to do this, it's really important to stay in the hips and lean forward. So you're just gonna step down. Most of your weight's still in this back leg that's bent, and again, I'm hinged at the hips. If you do this trying to stand tall, you're gonna put all your weight in your knee. So do not do that. You're leaning forward, we just step down, we're just gonna step all the way up, stepping down, stepping up, okay? Being able to put all of our weight on that bottom foot is going to allow you to not have to work the knee joint as hard. And so that's a great warm up. Now, for those of you who don't really have a lot of knee or ankle issues, then we take it to a full Peterson step down. The outside leg will hang off. You pull your toes up towards you, okay? So that's fully activating your quads here. You're gonna lean forward, just tapping the heels to the ground and then coming back up. So there really is no transfer of weight between that back leg and the front leg, okay? So you can give yourself 10 to 15 of these. That's the first one. Then we're gonna go into a yoga push-up. Now you can do this flat on the mat, or you can do this on a countertop. So you can do this incline, where you push down, soften the knees, hips come back, head is relaxed. So it's like an easy down dog, okay? This is starting to open up the shoulders. What it looks like on the ground, you can do it with your knees as well, but if you're doing this on the ground, you probably wanna keep the knees up. So you go into a push-up, knees are soft, hips come to the sky, just like a downward facing dog, and then you're gonna come down and press back. All right, so this is opening up the hamstrings, the hips, and really what it's doing is it's starting to open up your shoulders. If you see my arms are in line with my shoulders, so if I were in a standing position, they'd be right overhead. And a lot of us have a lot of issues reaching straight up overhead. So whenever we start to do a shoulder press, we wind up arching in the mid-back and that T-spine to get our weight overhead. But as you see, that's not in line, and then our mid-back takes a lot of the brunt. So it's really important to be able to open up those shoulders. The third one is just a knee extension. So I have a band wrapped around a hook right now. You can wrap it around anything that's an anchor. You're gonna step through it, take it just above the knee. You never want anything right on the knee joint. So I like to take it just above, step out till I have some tension. Most of the weight's on my back leg, my free leg, just for stability. And all I'm doing is straightening that knee and bending it. Straightening the knee, activating the quad and bending it. A lot of us don't understand that a lot of our knee pain isn't exactly in the knee, because there's not the knee's a joint and it's not a muscle. So what's happening is it's taking a lot of our weight and doesn't have the support it needs. So we actually have to activate and strengthen all those muscles around the knee that support the knee, okay? And then lastly, you need a wall. If you have a band, the same one that you probably used for your knee, you can use against the wall. If you have a variety of bands, definitely use a more difficult one for your knee and use a lighter one for what we're about to do. Okay, the next thing we're about to do is finish warming up our shoulders. So we're gonna take a lighter band, you're gonna take it behind you, loop your thumb through it, and it's gonna come in between your arm and your shoulder. Some people do it like this, you don't want it like that. It's gonna come underneath the shoulder. Now, the band may move a little bit while you're moving your arms. So one option that I do with my clients is I take the band and I just put a twist in it. So just a little twist. And what that does is it creates a little bit more traction on the back, so that way it doesn't move. We're gonna come to the wall. I like to split stance it here. So I put one foot against the wall and one foot stays back just a little bit. Palms face each other, neck is tucked. Step one, you're gonna lift your hands up and then back in, okay? So you've got this about 5 to 10 repetitions. Then the next thing you're gonna do is reach up, pull out, and then back in. It's just that simple, reaching up, pulling out, activating the muscles that allow our arms to fully extend overhead, and then come back in, all right? And again, about 10 to 15 reps of that. Whatever really feels comfortable to you. The reason I put a foot against the wall and we split stance it is because it's gonna allow your core to stay the same, is to where if we stand away from the wall, we're coming up and pulling back, it doesn't always work as well. So those are your 4 things that you can do. We've got your Peterson step down, your yoga push-up, your knee extension with a band, and then your reach and lift against the wall. If you don't have a band for that one, you don't need it. It's the same movement. Everything's gonna be about 10 to 15 repetitions. You can go up to 20 or 25, depending on how easy the exercise is for you. And then if you are looking for a longer warm-up, what you would do is, like I said, just take the first set of your core exercises and turn it into a lighter set, and that goes as your warm-up as well. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Have fun.